ISD's bullying policies?
We take every report of bullying very seriously, and once a report is made, then we investigate fully and communicate with parents.
And how should students and parents report bullying?
That's a great question. At the top of every one of our websites, the Abilene ISD website and then also the campus websites, there is a Speak Up link, and Speak Up is a way that they can anonymously report bullying. So that is one way. They can also always report it on campus to an individual, an adult.
And can you explain stay away agreements and is this when they would be needed?
Say that again?
Can you explain stay away agreements and when they would be needed?
Okay, so we have many supportive measures we put in place when after a report is investigated. If supportive measures are needed, then we can put supportive measures in place. So that's when we would use, there's many different supportive measures we could use. We could use, our counselor, we could do stay away agreements, we could do schedule changes. There's many different things that the campus could do, once a report is investigated.
And what exactly is a stay away agreement?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can answer that.
Okay. A stay away agreement is an agreement between students that they will stay away from each other.
Okay, so they mutually agree to stay away. And when it's violated, what happens? What's the penalty for that?
Great question. When a stay away agreement is violated, when one has been put in place and the papers have been signed by all parties, then school discipline can happen if somebody violates that.
And that's for both parties, the bully and the person being bullied?
Right. Both parties have to agree, and both parties have to, abide by that.
And what are some other penalties for bullies?
So what are some other consequences?
Yeah.
So in our district, we have, we like to take a proactive approach. And so proactively, we try to have different, we have curriculum. We've started capturing kids' hearts in our middle schools that really addresses what to do if you see bullying, what to do if you're experiencing bullying, who to tell, what is bullying, and then there are school consequences that can happen if somebody puts in a report, and if somebody puts in a report that is investigated and they find out that bullying is happening, then there are school consequences that can happen.
What are some of those consequences?
So some of those consequences are, we can do lunch detention, we can do after school detention, sometimes contacting parent, well, we always contact parents, but sometimes that is a consequence. We can, we have different suspensions, there's in school, out of school, there's all different kinds of consequences. That it's kind of a very wide open question.
And so when bullies react to, when the person being bullied reacts to bullying, what are consequences for that?
Say that again.
When the person who's being bullied reacts to being bullied, what are some consequences for reacting to bullying?
So we have a student code of conduct, and so any child that violates the student code of conduct can have consequences if they violate the student code of conduct.
And what kind of consequences?
What kind of consequences?
Like say if someone reacts to bullying, say if they say something back or if there's physical contact, what are some of the consequences?
So those consequences I mentioned earlier are the consequences that we can give when a student violates the student code of conduct.
And some parents feel that it's kind of one-sided, that the person being bullied, they get in trouble for reacting. Do you know why parents may feel that way and who they can talk to about it?
Absolutely. I would love for parents to contact their school. They can always, the principal is the best one to talk to. They can always give them, they can't give details on the other students, but they can give details on their own student. And then they can always call student services and we can help guide them to whoever they need to talk to.
And why do you think that some parents feel that their students are not protected when they're bullied?
Say that again?
Why do you think that some parents may feel that their students are not protected by the school district when they're bullied?
Well, we take every investigations and report seriously, and so that's kind of what I have to say about that.
And is there anything you want to say to the parents?
We just encourage them to communicate with the school, communicate with teachers or the principals to make sure that they are aware that it's happening, and then also use that Speak Up link.
And is there like consequences for excessive bullying? Like say if a student, there's over 20 reports on one student bullying another student and they're still allowed in school, when does it become excessive and when does further action take place?
So we take every report seriously, and once they investigate it and find that it did happen, then they can have one of those consequences that I mentioned earlier. And we do look at prior discipline history for each time they make a decision about the consequences that a student might have. They look at prior discipline history.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything else you want her to address?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right.